we getting it at. Now we spinning on that. Part my back, big stepper like I'm part of a friend. Big speaking nigga radio shack. We getting it at. We getting it at. We spinning on that. We getting it at. Part my back, big stepper like I'm part of a friend. Big speaking nigga radio shack. You ain't talking about money, you lost me. Still dick up, tell me you tardy. Fuck shooting, we gon' crucify the next nigga if they try to cross me. In the pen, feeling lofty. Throwing bullets, really mossy. Shoot the house up, make your family feud. Get a body, Steve Harvey. They know my body for real. I ain't flexing, I'm just saying. Anyone play with my body, somebody get killed. One smoke, we gon' pop it for real. Waist hot like the top of the grill. Broke niggas always telling me chill. I won't settle nothing less than a mill. Johnny Dang, she keep giving me grills. Selling ice, this shit giving me chills. Part of my back, big stepper like I'm part of a frat. Big speaking nigga radio shack. All 50, not just part of the fact. JBM, we gon' order the whack. West Coast, they go right in the air. Me and Al Keys order the packs, yeah. Cause we getting it at. Spinning on that. We spinning on that cause we getting it at. Cause we getting it at. Cause we getting it at. We spinning on that. You ain't talking about money, you lost me. Still tick up, tell me you tardy. Fuck shooting, we gon' crucify the next nigga if they try to cross me. In the pen, feeling lofty. Throwing bullets, really mossy. I risk it all for rewards. Nigga, fuck what it cost me. Tried to knock on the door, they ain't let me in. Now I'm kicking it down, bitch, I'm stepping in. How the fuck they coolly get them weapons in? Big stepper, big speaker, letterman. Since I'm from the Magnolia, I'm Julian. I ain't wanna be here, bitch, they flew me in. Got a Cali bitch white and Peruvian. She gon' hold all this work, I ain't moving in. You not the gang, you not the post. Whoopi Goldberg, hopping the ghost. Saddle, please, kindly approach. Pistol whip you, how you French in the toast. I do the most. Why would I ever do less? I'm stepping up every endeavor. I got a boast. They said I never would never, but science I never say never. Pays and money, that's why I used to be. I know you niggas not used to me. Most of my demons still going through puberty. We from the trenches, you losing me. Frank said, Cooley, you abusing me. B said, Cooley, you abusing me. Henny said, Cooley, you abusing me. Bitch said, Cooley, you abusing me. Cause we getting it at. Spinning on that. We spinning on that cause we getting it at. Cause we getting it at. Cause we getting it at. We spinning on that. You ain't talking about money, you lost me. Still tick up, tell me you tardy. Fuck shooting, we gon' crucify the next nigga if they try to cross me. In the pen, feeling lofty. Throwing bullets, really mossy. I risk it all for rewards. Nigga, fuck what it cost me. I told you, all we gotta do is keep working. It's the beat for me. Red bean playing laser tag, it's the heat for me. Been 100 up through this pandemic, it's the streets for me. It's the rock for me. If she on the rag, it's the top for me. Hain Street, it's the block for me. It's the beat for me. Red bean playing laser tag, it's the heat for me. I ran that 100 up through this pandemic, it's the streets for me. It's the rock for me. If she on the rag, it's the top for me. Tires on them bitches watching me. She go insane with the brain, swear to God, she a geek to me. I hit her once, then my yang and fuck her now, she don't speak to me. Illuminati when we drilling shit, we do it secretly. Shh, I got the peace with me, respectfully, nigga, come peacefully. I got the pole with me, I know Bushy snatch her soul for me. She wanna roll with me, she said, Cooley, it's the roll for me. She like when I fuck her for hours, she said the perky take control of me. Beat in the bubble coat if it get cold for me. Make my yaga wipe your nose for me. It's the beat for me. Red bean playing laser tag, it's the heat for me. Ran 100 up through this pandemic, it's the streets for me. It's the rock for me. If she on the rag, it's the top for me. Hain Street, it's the block for me. It's the beat for me. Red bean playing laser tag, it's the heat for me. I ran that 100 up through this pandemic, it's the streets for me. It's the rock for me. If she on the rag, it's the top for me. Tires on them bitches watching me. Got a phone in the block out of town, cause my young in the pounds and he dealing for me. Got a line on the pints, the walkie and Trish, and he lower, this shit'll be free. This shit thick ain't no liquor for me. My hood bitch like she love me, I'm married to your overalls, the dicky for me. UXD is the switches for me. Like got security for me, but I got my pistol on me, spit like Twister for me. I run a bag up, sitting still. Phone pop, It's the crystal for me. I was fucked up, it was nickels for me. Now my spots in the county do triple for me. Niggas be hating, shit tickling me. Bully the one is the ticket for me. It's the beat for me. Red beam playing laser tag, it's the heat for me. Ran 100 up through this pandemic, it's the streets for me. It's the rock for me. If you on the rag, it's the top for me. Hain Street, it's the block for me. It's the beat for me. Red beam playing laser tag, it's the heat for me. I ran 100 up through this pandemic, it's the streets for me. It's the rock for me. If she on the rag, it's the top for me. Tell you some of them bitches watching me. Blessings and peace, everyone. Blessings and peace, and welcome to another installment. Tonight, I have the esteemed guest, the incredible Top Chakra. So you already know how this is going to go. Blessings to you, brother. Blessings to you, Michael Young.
Salute, peace. Thanks for having me again, Ice.
Anytime, it's your home as well.
Oh, for sure. I certainly appreciate it. Peace to the chat, Mr. Young. Salute to you. Peace and blessings to you.
Indeed. This is something we've actually been discussing for a little bit,
Mm,
as far as the catching hand. And a while back, I had did the piece with the Michael Jackson glove, and
mm,
you had topped it with the Thanos hand. I was like, man, listen, that's powerful in itself, because when you look at the rubies, right, the
mm.
jewels, in that hand, it's all symbolic to the chakras.
Most definitely.
Yes,
Not only the chakras, but if you think about it, you got six elemental crystals that represent six elemental principles, which
exactly,
is power, mind, soul, reality, space, and time.
exactly,
Everything that all of creation is made up of.
exactly,
And when you got control of all of those things, you on God level.
exactly,
And that's where a lot of guys, they're not operating from a God level, because they might got an infinity gauntlet, but it ain't got no gems in it, or it
exactly,
might only got one or two.
exactly. And
So
this how they
you
keep
trying
keep coming up.
go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry
I didn't
about
mean to
that.
cut you off, bro. And I said this is how they keep coming up short, because in order to tap into those infinity stones, what I'm saying, in order for you to be successful in tapping into, you know, their stones, right, into who they
Mm.
are, you got to basically be tapped into who you are. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, I mean, just take a look at the movie, the two movies, Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, and just take a look at the character Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't allow anything to get in his way, even up to sacrificing his own so-called quote unquote daughter to achieve his mission.
Exactly.
And a lot of these guys, they watch movies like that for the entertainment, and they miss, gems that's in movies.
Exactly. And there's always gems in the movies. And now
Always.
the six pieces that we're going to touch on, um, three obvious, was it looks, status, and money, right?
Hmm.
And those things you got to have some of. But I
Hmm.
believe the things that you got to have, you know, you got to hit all cylinders with is, your personality, your charisma, and your masculinity. Because
That's
with your,
facts.
exactly, because you know what I'm saying, you could be ugly and still get buckets. You know what I'm saying? You can have
Hmm.
handsome features.
With no
um,
status and no money. So, just like I said, all of us guys, let's just make it simple and say we all operate with an infinity gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
But now, do yours got any gems in it? Do it got any stones and is it blinged out? And if so, with which stones?
Exactly.
Do you got one, two, three, none, six? You know what you're working with. But what I want guys to understand about this conversation that we having is that the six things that we're going to outline in this discussion,
Mm-hmm.
although it applies to women, it's really primarily about you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't get you together, none of this shit in regards to women really means anything, because you know you're not going to get the full experience.
Exactly.
You know, so you really cutting your own nose off to spite your face by trying to take the shortcut. And really, like the old cliche go, anything worth having is worth working for.
Exactly.
And I see a lot of guys try to take shortcuts. You're not gonna go to the gym and come out Arnold Schwarzenegger two
Mm-hmm.
hours later. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's something you have to continually you have to work on. You have to train like an Olympian. You know, even with
Hmm.
developing your personality, you break it down into different parts. If we could touch on the
Hmm.
personality aspect, because there's different aspects of a man's personality. There's those that are introverted. There's those that are extroverted. There's those that are ambiverted. There's those
Hmm.
that are eccentric and bold. There's those that are boisterous. It's really just knowing your personality, being
Hmm.
familiar with who you are, and not being afraid to express that.
Exactly, exactly. And that right there in and of itself ties into your masculinity. You
Mm,
know, as a man, you know, you have to be willing to stand up and stand on the things that you say and what you believe, even if you end up being wrong,
hmm.
because nobody respects a man who flip flops on shit.
Exactly.
You know, it's okay to be wrong. You know, everybody's going to be wrong.
Hmm.
You know, so get used to it.
Exactly. I learned that early on just through my childhood days of, being impulsive and impetuous, you know, being that little boy, with little swimmies that jump right out in the deep end of the pool and having to have one of my cousins save me. Um, but I just want to learn how to swim. It's just like, getting that bike and breaking the training wheels off the same day with my father's hammer. Because,
Mm,
I figured out, okay, look, it's trial and error. I want it now. There's
mm,
nothing wrong with it. You kind of figure it out. So you got to have that I want it now mentality, and
mm,
that's going to permeate. That's your energy. That's going to be seen through your energy, and that's going to
mm,
attract women. Because if you look at it, it's not only going to attract women, it's going to attract opportunities. Because if you look at
mm,
masculinity to me is multifaceted, and it's
mm,
based on your exposure. So
mm,
what I learned early on is through being, impulsive and impetuous, I wanted to be exposed to things. I wanted what was
mm,
coming to me, good or bad.
mm. Well, two things about masculinity is, as men, we have a tendency to be sort of exploratory towards, in our nature, which
Hmm.
is why we go out and learn things, and accumulate information and knowledge and wisdom.
Hmm.
And a lot of guys, I see they don't see the value in accumulating knowledge so that they can have some wisdom.
Hmm.
And I mean, the evidence of that is the fact that so many guys got so many questions to, you know, so need so many answers to mundane ass questions.
Hmm.
Something that they can pretty much learn on their own just from observation if they took the time to do so.
Hmm.
You know, but
Hmm.
and another thing about masculinity that I notice is that a lot of guys have a tendency to edit themselves, like I was just speaking on earlier, and it's kind of feminine behavior to me.
Mm-hmm.
because women have a tendency to hold back, what they really think about a situation or how they really feel about something. They want to see what everybody else feel. So, you know how the hive
Mm-hmm.
mindset work. But as a man, you can't be
Exactly.
like that. You got to make
Mm-hmm.
a decision and be firm about that shit. A lot of these dudes be flip flopping.
Exactly. And the reason why they flip flop because they're unsure. When you're unsure about who
Hmm.
you are, that means you're unsure in your thinking. When you're unsure in your thinking, you know what I'm saying, it's going to lead you to very confusing situations. You're going to be in a conundrum of fuckery. See,
Hmm.
part of leadership is really being certain. And certain comes
Hmm.
from belief, not from thinking. You got to think. It's a process, right? um,
Hmm.
then it's not knowing because you can know it, but you still not feel certain about it. It's the belief. That's why is that saying
Hmm.
that goes back to what people say: is it on you or is it in you? And that's where it
Hmm.
leads into that charisma aspect. Because when you have that charismatic uh, ability, right? As I said before, is
Hmm.
having charisma in your conversation, and you have charisma in your conversation based on the equity that you have in your emotional stability, as well as in your mental stability, your confidence, and your competence. So you can lead with certainty, because when you can lead with certainty, you have the influence. You can persuade people into your way of doing things.
Hmm.
You can command it.
Hmm. Well, as far as charisma goes, the way I always had a tendency to look at it is that is innate to
Hmm.
you,
Hmm.
and the only way that you could really tap into it is you have to get to know yourself.
Hmm.
And the reason why I say that is you have to get to know yourself in order to tap into your charismas because it is innate. So it's given to you directly by the creator.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? That's basically essentially what charisma is. It's basically like a spiritual gift.
Oh yeah.
That the creator endows you with, and
Hmm.
it comes out in your behavior.
Hmm.
The way you talk, the way you walk and interact with other people.
Hmm. The lay people like to call that the anointing. It's whereas though
Mm,
you have that oil. You're basically a
mm,
loose in that oil of God, whereas that oil of God is the Christos. You don't get it from church. You get it from tapping in to who you are, your pineal gland, right? That means that it's
mm,
that perfect trinity between, your right consciousness, which is your logical faculties, how to put things together, your right frame of mind, and then your left side, your left side is more so like your ingenuity, your creativity. When you
mm,
put that together with, what I'm saying, that guide you, that that seventh chakra, that top chakra, right? You
mm,
become a guide on earth, and you have the ability to not only transform, the woman that's dealing with you, but the circumstances that's dealing with you as well.
mm. That's with charisma, you basically tapping into your own soul.
Mm,
And when you communicating from your soul, it's just a whole different thing. Just like we say, women got three vaginas. Having
mm-hmm,
sex with her physically is one thing, mentally is another thing, spiritually is something totally different.
mm-hmm,
So, you know, your charisma, being that is innate to you and is, directly given to you from the creator, it plays a very, very big part
mm-hmm,
in interacting not only with people in general, but with women.
mm-hmm,
And I would say the three that we discussed so far, masculinity, personality, and charisma,
mm-hmm,
they they will take you a lot further than looks, money, and status will.
mm-hmm.
And I think
I
a
don't know.
lot of guys, miss that.
Mm-hmm. It's got any Windows. I don't know what this is, but I don't know if I can trust that. Somebody's in the back chat. Yeah. Should I let them on?
Uh,
Or no?
I don't even see anybody, to be honest.
I, s- I see Windows. Let me see.
I don't know. Is it somebody you know?
Nah, I ain't fucking with that.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how to run your shit, but
Yeah.
I
Nah,
mean, if it
if
ain't,
I don't
if
trust
I
it.
was doing it, if it ain't somebody I know, then
Yeah, because the key
I
thing,
can't mess with you.
yeah, it's key thing is that people be doing shit like, showing like dudes dicks and weird shit going on, man. It's like, nah, man, this is basically, this is a
Well,
clean professional stream. Although, we do have mouths like sailors, but it is what it is.
mhm. We expressing our masculinity.
Absolutely. You said Windows 4. Is that you, Jehovah? Yeah, if you let me know it's you, we Gucci. I'll put you on the joint. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. But other thing, what was it? Status, money, and looks,
Yeah.
right?
hmm
Now,
the big debate that everybody got going on in the manosphere. Looks, money, and status. They completely overlook masculinity, personality, and charisma.
exactly.
But please continue, sir.
Yeah, there was a shallow aspects of words though. You could still me see if you want here. Boom, add you in. All right. All right. Cool.
Yeah,
It
see.
happens.
That's YouTube for you, man.
Yeah.
YouTube and this internet matrix, man.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey,
The times is definitely done changed.
exactly. It could be worse though, man. So I mean, hey, look, people got stuff on a joint and they had to get suspended for like a couple of weeks, man. So it is what
Mm,
it is. Um,
mm,
what's the other people? Looks, money, and status, right? Now,
mm-hmm,
if we go to looks, right? There's a difference between having good looks and having a good look. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
As far as a good look derives from what personality, masculinity, charisma, and also grooming, as well as proper care. Because if you look
mm-hmm,
like you could take care of yourself, like if you I could dig it. I know it wasn't you, Jehovah. It's all good. Um, whereas if you keep you know what I'm saying, you keep your hairline, right? You keep your hair, you know what I'm saying, your hair cut like that. You know what I'm saying? You keep your skin clean. You know what I'm saying? You you keep your garments, freshly pressed. You got the smell goods, the oils or the cologne, you know, um, that can really accentuate your looks per se.
mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, physically speaking, your looks is determined genetically. It's not really much you could do about it outside of plastic surgery. And
Hmm.
personally, if you don't have a valid reason for plastic surgery, like something that's going to be reconstructive because you was like in an accident, not just because you was born with a flat ass and you don't want to do no squats.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, you pretty much your looks are pretty much locked in.
Hmm.
And to women, your looks are very subjective
Hmm.
because some women are attracted to certain looks, whereas some women aren't.
Hmm.
So while your looks do play a part, it's not as important as the aforementioned three that we discussed, earlier
Hmm.
earlier on in the broadcast.
Hmm.
But make no mistakes, women, I don't think guys realize in many regards, women are not very much different than men are.
Hmm.
And I say that to say that a lot of guys think women aren't visual. That's not true.
Hmm.
They just don't let you know that they visual because they done already looked you up and down before
Exactly.
you even bent the corner. Because they
Exactly.
see you around the corner. You don't even know they around the corner until you get there. They done already scoped you out.
Exactly.
But
It's just
and I mean they'd have scanned you from your shoes to your hair follicles.
Exactly.
And trust me, women know what they attracted to. They
Exactly.
know what to them is handsome. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Or physically alluring. So don't think that your looks aren't important,
Mm-hmm.
but they not the end all be all. When it
Exactly.
comes to your looks, you really should be more concerned about what you think about it.
Exactly. See,
Because
the thing.
on the converse side, chicks really more worried about what you think about you than what they think about you. Because you ain't really supposed to give a shit about what they say anyway, because you just that guy.
Exactly. That's the key right there, man. That comes from that confidence and self esteem. You gotta have healthy self esteem and healthy confidence. Whereas though, you're not really, you know, you might throw out certain things, but you're not confiding in, women. It's just like I said earlier in the upload, you're not confiding in, you know, a woman and who you are and what you're doing and shit like that. You know what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. At the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like I'm gonna run it by you. You know what I'm saying? To get your opinion. But once you put your personal feelings on it, then I'm gonna remove myself from the conversation. See,
Mm-hmm.
what it comes down to is like this. What women do is that they weigh in everything that you say and do, your movements and motion with a sexual component. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They
Mm-hmm.
looking at everything. They looking at your hands. They looking at your shoes. They looking at your package. Don't think they ain't looking at your package like you looking at their package, right?
Oh, I've said to dudes before, and I've even mentioned it on my Instagram. I can catch women because I know to look for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like for example, let's say that you just got out your car and you walking into a Best Buy
Mm-hmm.
and you see women walking out.
Mm-hmm.
Look where they dudes be looking at ass and titties. Look where they eyes are looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you'll catch a woman looking at your dick.
Exactly. Exactly. And the reason why I know that because I always wear gray sweats my regular days, and if I'm, what I'm saying, doing some other things, doing like, what I'm saying, some business, whatever like that, I got on my gray trousers.
Hmm. Well, see, I know it because I'm not no like super player. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't I ain't fucked 20,000 women,
Mm-hmm.
but I pay attention,
Mm-hmm.
and I caught on
Mm-hmm.
I caught on very early on to the fact that women, they watch you, they study you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how a guy could be in a relationship with a chick and she know he lying because
Yeah.
she done studied this motherfucker.
Yep.
But dudes not only do they not study themselves, they don't even study the chicks that they with. That's how they be in the situations that they be in.
Mm-hmm. Well, they come off like they're studying. Like if you go and look at all this content I hear, female nature and everything like that,
Mm,
which really vaguely expresses what's really going on inside them. Their real inner workings. To be honest with
mm,
you, on top of you know, guys don't really even study their own nature. Study how they basically do on a day to day, because they could be doing some nut ass shit and not even realize it. And then the woman deals with you according to that instead of what you're trying to present to her. you
mm,
know you got to basically be mindful of who you are, your intent, as well as what you're doing, because it all comes down to, it's really just all about you. It's
That's
really all
facts.
about you.
I made that analogy, with the game of chess before, and I said to guys, you the king,
Hmm.
she's the queen.
Hmm.
While she's quite powerful and could go all across the board, she only does so at your behest.
Hmm.
And really, the game's so deep that you could play it without her if you have to, as
Exactly.
long as you got a team.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And you can win the game without her. See, you gotta basically have that mindset. You could still win the game without her. when you have
mm,
that in your approach and in your carry, you know, she's going to basically deal with you in regards to like, damn, you know, this is, you know, every time she interacts with you, this could be the last conversation I have with him. You know, see what guys say, like, you know, as far as with value and everything like that, you know, woman doesn't see your value. Yeah, woman's not going to see your value. She's only going to see it at a surface level, because what's going to basically overrule her is her preference. So
mm,
if you're within her window of her preference, right, this is a prime opportunity to present your value. Like, look, I'm showing you something that you can't do on a regular basis, as far as being consistent, being stable, being solid, and providing solutions, as well as I can be this guy that's, you know, serious, stern, but yet, you know, going back to the personality, I can be fun, you know, I can
mm,
be humorous, and I'm really not even trying to be funny. See, women are not
mm,
naturally funny, men are, and that's what you can present to them, you know.
mm. Yeah, I wanted to say that. Hold on, let me make sure I get my thought together here.
Hmm.
Because I was touching on something that you just mentioned. Go ahead, give me a second.
It's all good. Everything really starts from the introduction,
Mm,
from, you know, how you present yourself, because really at that point, people say that first impressions are the last impressions, but I like to say first impressions are the only impressions.
mm,
So, you know, make your impression felt, and you got to make your impression real. You know,
mm,
whatever your intent is for that woman that's in front of you, make it be known, make it clear,
mm,
concise, and exact, because there's no games playing at that point. Because once you make
mm,
it clear, concise, and exact, you know, it's up for her to basically move according to that, because, you know, she's going to create whatever fantasy in her head. You know, if you didn't
mm,
tell her that, you know, then it's not your responsibility.
that's facts. Well, I think a lot of guys lack in that department too, but that would be a dereliction of their masculine duties.
Exactly.
And in as far as that, they don't actually lead these women. But you could I also say that you can only blame them to a certain extent because they was raised by the very women that don't like them. So
Hmm.
it's like a catch 22. You
Exactly.
damned if you do, you damned if you don't. And
Exactly.
you know they don't want to take heed and listen to folks who know better than they do.
Exactly. Key thing was Roger said that's why I hate Pisces rising. Yeah, Pisces in general is a different, it's a different beast. I mean, in some aspects they can see things from a prophetic standpoint, but with them they're shapeshifters.
Hmm. Yeah,
You know,
real fishy and
yeah,
real slippery, and you
money,
you never really get to know the real person.
exactly.
They really like, I want to say sensual, but I want to say freaky at the same time.
Hmm. I got one right now in the chamber. You know,
Yeah,
and it's
I generally steer clear of water signs.
yeah, I got two in the chamber right now in the water signs. I think is a reason why, and it's another thing I want to, you know, convey. Might be off the subject, but you gotta look at, you also pay attention to the signs of the women that are in your life, because they're supposed to teach you. They're there to teach you for a reason in some aspects. Why they're there? Like, I've been getting a lot of water
Mm,
signs in my life. The reason why I've been
mm,
getting a lot of water signs in my life right now, you know, for one, it's the intuition, then it's the emotion. See, the water signs, you know, they reflect how you are, you know, to you. Like,
mm,
I've gotten, you know, women brought things to me. Is like, man, you're like almost. It's like you're not emotional. You know, you're heartless. You have no feelings. It's not so much that I don't have feelings, I don't have emotions, or that I'm heartless. It's just I've learned to just use my heart less.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
lazy.
exactly. I wouldn't necessarily say that women would call me heartless. They more so would say I'm very, very nonchalant or standoffish.
Yeah, or aloof.
Or aloof. So like the chicks I deal with, you know, back like one of the very first conversations that we had, you know what I'm saying? I told you back way back then, I don't even call chicks like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I do talk to them on the phone, I'm usually having them call me. And
Mm-hmm.
if I do pick up the phone and call them, you better believe it's an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very much, staying on this tangent that we went on. I'm very much the personification of how a male ram acts. They go
Exactly.
off and do their own thing. They come down in the springtime during the rut, fight
Mm-hmm.
with the other males, get some ass, and then we go back up to the mountains and chill till next year.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I'm standoffish like that. But all this ties into, guys, you gotta stand in the mirror and look at yourself
Mm-hmm.
and come to terms with who the fuck is looking back at you, because that's who
Mm-hmm.
you are.
Exactly.
If you in the anime, you in the anime.
Mm-hmm.
If you in the dirt bikes, you in the dirt bikes. If you in the uh, RC cars, drawing, singing, whatever the fuck it is you do, you know what I'm saying? You gotta learn or come to terms with being comfortable with yourself, man. Because if you're not, then when you get around these women, they gonna pick that shit up like radar pick up a loud ass airplane. They can smell you a mile away.
X.
They can smell your lack of masculinity. They can
Exactly.
tell you don't have no personality because you're trying to impress them with your status or your money.
Exactly.
Not that it don't matter. It do. But play it cool, yo.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Exactly. And you only adjust when you need to make the adjustment, not for her, but for you. Like,
Yeah,
for example.
exactly. She's supposed to be adjusting to you. Cause like I was saying when me and Ray J was kicking it the other day, esoterically speaking,
Mm-hmm.
women are like Play-Doh. She's
Mm-hmm.
like stuff,
Mm-hmm.
material,
Mm.
something to facilitate your design.
Mm-hmm. Key
That's
word you
the
said.
relation. That's the relationship.
Mm-hmm. The key word you said, your design or your
Hmm.
program or your mission.
Same, same thing. All these words they all synonyms, just different ways of saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of guys get confused,
Mm-hmm.
on that too. That's why, at least on Instagram, I stress the importance of these dudes. Dictionaries is free. It's online.
Mm-hmm.
You got the power right at your hand, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Do some studying. Learn
X.
some new words so when you talk to a chick, you can say a word the bitch never heard before.
Exactly.
That right there might catch her, but you
Exactly.
don't know because you ain't did it.
Exactly. And that's the
You
key
want
word.
the cheat paper to the test. There is no cheat paper to life, sonny.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And the key word, as you said, study and build up your vocabulary. As you study and build up your
Hmm.
vocabulary, also build up your own, intuition, because knowledge becomes instinct and instinct becomes belief. So whereas though things you can bring up to a chick and also develop your patience, because there's things I can bring up to a chick she didn't even realize I was paying attention to the whole time, even though it looked like I was just glazing over shit.
Hmm.
I brought this to this one chick, she did something, and I said, you know what, you actually had that plan all along. was just
Mm-hmm.
waiting for the opportunity to present itself, and she was stuck.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I pay close attention. The
Hmm.
females I deal with, they remark on that.
Hmm.
They've even gone as far as to say, "Stop watching me,"
Yeah, but I
because
might be paying
I
attention
be
to it.
on them.
Mhm.
I be on them because I know if I'm not doing my job, they gonna be like, some lions that you let the gate open in the zoo. They just
Hmm.
might wander out and fuck up something.
Hmm. Well, their goal is to basically to live free and to move roughshod. Their their thing is to move beyond boundaries. You know,
Mm-hmm.
your reality as a man is setting those boundaries and establishing those boundaries. So you
Mm-hmm.
also have to make consequences very well known and present to them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you do this, this will happen, and they're going
Mm-hmm.
to test you on that. 10 times
Mm-hmm.
out of 10, they're going to test you on that. You know, and depending on how they
Mm-hmm.
test you on that, because all women are going to go left, depends on how far they go left. You know, determines whether they come back. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and if they go a little too far left, then it's like, you know what, you're finished. Now it's
Yeah,
time. Now you're in the wilderness.
it's literally, I know women don't like to be compared to other things, especially dogs in particular.
Mm.
But I'm sorry, I love you bitches. But you literally have to train a woman on how to be with you because
Yeah.
she don't know.
Mm. Key
She
word.
don't know.
Key word. One must control her chaos because her chaos is created from her confusion. Her confusion is created from not having established boundaries because she didn't have the father in the home that set those boundaries because he was just, a do boy, just happy to be with her mother, you know.
Hmm.
So
And
this
even if she did have a father in the home, you understand what I'm saying? Because I be thinking on this. Even
mm,
if she do have a father in the home, one, it's just in a woman's nature to be chaotic. She can't
mm,
help it.
mm,
She's only going to be able to control it to a degree. It's always going to be present. It's kind of like how I'm not exactly sure if you live in a city or anywhere near any woods, but
mm,
if you got woods in your backyard and you go outside and you look in the woods, you notice shit just grows everywhere. It's just random
mm,
without no order. It's
mm,
chaotic. Women are very much like that. And you as the guy have to come in and tend to that garden. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Clean it up and mow the grass. And some trees you gonna have to rip up out of there and
mm.
beautify the shit. Because otherwise it'll just be chaotic. That's that's kind of that's an analogy to just again describe the relationship between men and women.
Exactly. And a key word you said, rip. That means you're ripping the root of, her programming, her former
Mm-hmm.
understanding, which is basically superficial. Because if you think about how women are all in a group think, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ask them who's their favorite R&B artist. You ask them what's their favorite food to eat. You ask them, who's their favorite designer or whatever. Is damn near the same. They're
Mm-hmm.
parrots. They're creating.
Women are social creatures,
Mm,
and I have a tendency to think that because they're social creatures, as a consequence, they have a tendency to have fall victim to groupthink or be hive minded,
exactly.
kind of like drones.
Exactly. That's why they come up with these crazy things that are an alpha female. If
No
you're
such
create
thing.
Exactly. If you're created to follow, how the fuck are you a leader, you dumb bitch?
Well, I always say, life itself is set up in a particular way.
Mm,
It's one thing that's expressed as two things.
mm,
but those two things are really just half of that one thing,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't get one from two without taking one away. So it's really only half and half.
Mm-hmm.
But I say that to say that women have their role or their place, men have their role
Mm-hmm.
or our place, and when you deviate from that, you have problems. And I see that in what's happening with a lot of these guys that I encounter on YouTube, Instagram, and elsewhere, who look for advice about women because our situation is out of order, out of
Mm-hmm.
line.
Absolutely. Mr. Greasy, Jay just said something that's pretty powerful. He said, "Man, I was arguing with a bunch of witches on Facebook about the dark feminine," and that's the thing. See, women can't. I hate to use the word women because women is a different um, it's a different beast versus females. What you have out here is
Mm,
a bunch of confused females, and with females,
mm,
they practice witchcraft rather than learn how to actually be, a woman and submit to the guy that's in front of them. And
mm,
a lot of guys think, yeah, there's witchcraft with the the cards and the other shit that goes on, but there's also the witchcraft of abject rebellion. Not listening to the man, because usually, if a man is really interacting with you, for the most part, you know, as I say, a man, not a male, but a man that's interacting with you. You know what I'm saying? That's masterly able and noble, in his mental and spiritual faculties, right? He's saying things, for your own good, but then you shuck it.
mm,
That's a female's gonna shuck it. Instead of just saying like, I don't know how to do that. It's like, well, I'm not gonna do that. Like there's a young lady that I was putting her on to some investments and shit like that. And I was really kind of running it to where as though I can basically tell you when to basically stop it, when to basically sell it, and when to buy this. Like I'm giving you the cheat sheet, but instead of you saying, "Look, I don't know how to do that. Can you show me how to do that?" I used to like, "Well, I ain't gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna just work and just save my money." Okay, you stack your
mm,
money, but then guess what? When a calamity happens, all that's gone. See, the purpose of you basically, you're supposed to have your money make money for you. I'm trying to show her
mm,
a different way, but she doesn't want to learn it. Fine, she'll figure it out. I don't wrestle with you.
mm, mm. Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of these women, they hard play though, man.
Hmm.
You can't. They're unmoldable by hand. You got
Hmm.
to get a sculptor's knife in order to make something out of them.
Hmm.
And I attribute that, mostly to the people who are, the controllers of this environment that
Hmm.
encourage their behavior.
Hmm.
Because if they were in an environment that we control, I mean, we can pretty much surmise that we wouldn't allow things to go down like they are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know,
It's just an unfortunate consequence of being in this particular environment.
exactly. Well, you look at the environment, right? You look at the books that's produced, and if you look at the black female per se, and what her problem is, what it makes her stupid as shit, right? All women are fucking dumb, but our women unfortunately are dumber. I can't say our women because the white man is basically has branded his psychological influence on her, to where as though she thinks just as stupidly as he does. So that's another conversation. But look at the book. Think like a man, act like a lady. You can't do that, you fucking moron. That's like,
Yeah, that's an oxymoron.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then I spoke on this too recently. A lot of people they talk stupid, and that too is a consequence of this of the environment that we in, because of the language that we've been given to use. It's
Mhm.
deliberately set up so that it works the way that it does. You know,
Mhm.
where because one word can have so many different meanings,
Mhm.
where in most other languages it's not like that. You know, the meanings are very literal.
Mhm.
It's not like that with English. So you know, I mean, I expect stupid shit like that.
Mhm.
Think like a man, act like a woman.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, that is just all kinds of wrong with that.
Absolutely. I had a young lady a long time ago. She actually had brought that book out to me and read um, some pieces from that book right in front of me, and I was like, "Oh, great! You know, good luck finding your husband."
I mean, first of all, women do have some logic. They do
Mm,
have the ability to think in a logical fashion, just not to the degree that men do. And evidence of this is the fact that women don't create things. They don't invent shit.
mm,
No, God, you know, as a guy, we both guys, we
mm,
will go, we will study for 50 years
mm,
just to figure out how the fuck to build something, a vehicle to get off this planet to go all the way to the moon for
mm,
one speck of dust.
mm,
Women are not sitting around thinking about shit like that.
mm.
All
Because
that to say that, you know, while women do have the ability to be logical to a point, it's not on the same, you know, it's not to the same degree that men do. So it you can't think like a man and act like a woman.
mm,
It's a nonsensical statement.
mm, because there's a lot of responsibility that comes within our thinking as a man. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
pressure that comes with that. They don't have that pressure. We have to look at 1 plus 1 and see that it's two. Women cannot deal with reality, and women cannot handle the truth. It's just like that chick, I don't know, from New Orleans. I forgot her name. She says, women can, can. This is where she basically fucked up at, because she said, women can basically, you handle the truth. You got to tell a woman the truth, and you guys, the problem is you can't deal with how we react to it. That means if you have to react to what the fuck I'm saying, that means you can't handle the truth. If you
Mm-hmm.
react to it in an unsavory way, that means you were not equipped to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it got you in your emotions.
Exactly.
So no, you wasn't really ready to deal with it.
Exactly.
Because when you're ready to deal with the truth and when you accept the truth, you become what really is black pill.
Mhm.
You really are aware. You don't look at it in terms of right or wrong. You look at it for what it is. It is what it is. You know,
Mhm.
you're almost looking at it with a certain curiosity.
Mhm.
But
Exactly.
yeah, women for any ladies who may be listening now or who may listen on the playback, stop listening to dudes like Steve Harvey.
No shit.
He's a goofball.
Mm.
You cannot think like a man if you're a woman, no
Mm.
more than I could think like a woman and be a man. It
Mm.
don't work that way. I mean, I know you like fantasy, but that's just one that should not be allowed to entertain your thoughts.
Mhm. Exactly. See, the thing is, with women, as I said before, it goes back to guys have to become, you know, sure of themselves so they don't have to confide in them. Because really, as a melanated man, the only thing you really have is your conscience. That's the only things you have to confide in at the end of the day. Win, lose, or draw, you know, you have to come to the conclusion of who you are, what you're about, and what you're going to do, and stick to it. I mean, like, really let your nuts hang, dangle off the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and be settled in that,
Mm-hmm.
and only make the adjustments for your mission, not for hers. See, that's the problem with a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys sit there and bark and do all this shit, say all this shit online and out front. And I mean, a guy told me was like, yeah, so you just talking about you can't play this position? Like, no, I am the fucking star of the team. I make the fucking decisions. There's no way around this shit. Like it's more so a panoramic view. If I present something, as soon as you bring in our personal feelings, like okay, you know, all right, I didn't put that in you. We're not going to do that, and
Mm.
I don't care. But I can take you to Hallmark and buy you a card that says, you know, I can buy you a care there, but I don't care how you fucking feel because what you
Oh,
feel
like,
does not matter, does not benefit the situation, is not profitable.
yeah, well,
So I
like
didn't put that.
I tell chicks, your feelings are valid. They valid to you. I mean, personally, I can't even feel them shits. So, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I appreciate you for sharing,
Hmm.
but that does nothing for the reality. How you
Exactly.
feel don't change shit.
Hmm. At the end of the day, it's either it's going to be done or it's not going to be done.
Mm. Yeah, a
I'm
lot
not
of
going
a lot of guys they derelict in their masculinity, man.
to.
Particularly when it comes to dealing with women,
Hmm.
primarily because they don't know who they are as a man.
Hmm.
They still searching,
Hmm.
and there's nothing wrong with that because we all go through it.
Hmm.
But you got to go through it. There's no shortcuts.
Hmm.
That's why I say you got to stand in the mirror and look at yourself and tell yourself the truth, man.
Hmm.
There's nothing wrong with who you are, how you are.
Hmm. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, in between.
Exactly. That I mean, take me for example. I'm pretty sure some of the people here see me on Instagram. I can't waste time giving a damn whether or not people like what the fuck I got to say or what I do. It is what it is. I'm gonna do it any goddamn way,
Exactly. It's
and
just
I'm
like
gonna stand on that.
exactly. It's just like certain people tell me, "Oh, you need to cam up. Once you cam up, you say this shit, you be starting this shit, bro." I have a male audience.
Mm?
Like, why the fuck would I do that shit?
Yeah, I
You,
mean, I'm an old school dude.
mm,
I mean, I'm not a movie star, so
yeah,
while I do it at my discretion.
exactly.
I mean, you're supposed to be here for the message, not trying to check me out and shit.
Yeah,
But that goes back to masculinity, man.
mm, that's
You know,
uncomfortable,
uh,
bro.
a lot of shit that dudes do, man. When I was growing up,
Mm,
these dudes they wouldn't be able to get away with it.
yeah, now,
They can get away with it now,
yeah. Back
but
then,
they wouldn't be able to get away with it then.
back then, you get punched on, you know,
Oh yeah.
and
Shit,
that's
we'd kick your ass, and then we'd kick your brother's ass for not teaching you the protocol.
exactly protocol. Keyword protocol, man. You know, goes right
You
back to
know, don't
masculinity.
send this little nigga out the house no more until you teach him the rules.
Exactly, masculinity.
Hmm.
You don't need all these games, gadgets, and doodads. When you have masculinity, it means you have strength, right?
I mean, what are women? What are we looking for out of women? Ice when we first meet them, we trying to fuck them.
Yeah.
Well, what are they looking for? Masculinity,
Hmm.
because they want to feel like women.
Yeah.
They can't do that unless they got something to bounce their femininity off of.
Exactly.
So, dudes, you got to get your masculinity together, man.
Exactly.
You might have to go monk mode for 3 months. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? And take a 3-month class in you.
Yeah. You're not missing out on anything that way. You're not
No,
missing
you
out
damn sure not.
because when you tap back in, oh man, you could be like Jordan. He said, been catching the playbacks. Work been busy. Good to see you grind ice. Respect, Ree. And the other Ray J says, since I got a decent female audience, it benefits me to cam up, but obviously only periodically. Exactly. Because you gotta give them
Hmm.
a taste, man. See, these dudes be camming up and only they be prostituting themselves away and only really be getting 2K views and shit like that. Like
Hmm.
I'm saying, I'm not bad on the eyes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really selling that. But it's like I'm worth
Hmm.
more than that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you
Hmm.
if you want me to start going like live and camming up and doing all that shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do some in my own studio because we're in the process of really, grabbing a commercial piece. But it's just like with that, we gotta get higher up. That costs. Yeah, everything else it's a business at that point. As far
Hmm.
as when you come on, man. Like somebody said, like, "Oh, you don't cam up," but you can see my avatar. You can see that. For one, if you listen to the material, you can see that I have the experience, right? I'm pretty proficient with that. Um, trials and error and everything. You could see the avatar. You see that I don't really struggle in that department. You know, I just don't necessarily need to pop that because that's not what I'm about. I'm about the message.
Hmm.
I want people to listen to the message and not be caught up in me. I want you guys to be a fan of who you are, not be a fan of me.
Facts.
Hmm.
Facts.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's really if it, if there was a cheat sheet, that's the answer on the cheat sheet. It really all come down to you, the man.
Hmm.
Who the fuck are you? What the fuck are you about?
Hmm.
A lot of these dudes, they not very masculine. They
Hmm.
don't know who the fuck they are, and then they get with these women, and don't understand that they have problems because they derelict in their masculinity, because they don't understand who they are as a person.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And what their real likes and dislikes are.
Hmm. Key.
And that's how guys get caught up in these ridiculous, back and forth debates about looks, money, and status.
Hmm.
You know,
Exactly. Exactly.
because
And
any dude who get women and been getting women,
mm,
you know what I'm saying? What could be called a alpha or a sigma or a select dude? You know what I'm
mm,
saying? They don't need looks, money, and status necessarily.
mm, exactly. And they don't need to sit there and ask a woman for any type of thing. And also, it's not even about where you're from; it's where you're at. That term is
Mm,
used. It's been used before, but people glazed over it. My brother, man, Jay Hovis, says he's from Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I'm originally from Philadelphia. I'm kind of like a hybrid, Philadelphia, New Jersey. You know,
mm.
it's not really where you're from, is where you're at. Where you're at right now. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, you can be from a certain places. I mean, it's cornballs. You know what I'm saying? From
Everywhere.
and it's thorough dudes from all over. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true
So it's just
too.
like it don't make a difference where you from. If you from the South, I hate when brothers be like, "Yo, man, I'm from the South. I don't really speak with this man. Speak from you." You know what I'm saying? Just speak from you.
Exactly.
Be a real motherfucker. At the end of the day, don't do it for anybody else. Do it for yourself.
That's what bitches want, real motherfuckers.
Hmm.
And guys have problems with chicks because they ain't real. These chicks
Exactly.
be looking at y'all with the Jay-Z sound bite. He's all right, but he's not real.
Exactly. Exactly. You don't need game.
That
All you
and
gotta do is be real.
that is the difference between what I do and what a lot of other guys don't do.
Hmm.
Here it is. Boom. You fucking with it? Yes, no. This is really just that simple.
Exactly. And if a chick's really fucking with you, she's involved in the conversation and she's trying to continue it.
Mm-hmm.
Even text messages you can send, she's responding right back. Boom, what's up? I'm in. I'm game. What's up? I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's not in the beauty; it's in the duty. See, all women. You know what I'm saying? And this is gonna sound very. I ain't trying to tip it in that. All women have beauty, just like how the other races say all women have beauty, but very few women can be beautiful. It's how you, and the only way they can be beautiful is how you bred them from where their pop took them.
Exactly. Like the pep say, man, pretty is as pretty does.
Hmm.
And this might be an extreme example, but and I'm repeating an example that OG Rosebud gave
Hmm.
when he dropped the gem about it. He was like, as when he was pimping, he'd rather kick it with a 300-pound bitch that's paying him handsomely than to kick it
Hmm.
with a dime who ain't got a dime.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and I've touched on this before on my Instagram. I'm not
Hmm.
saying that guys should not, go after what they find to be attractive, but you got to be a lot more discerning when it comes to what you consider to be attractive,
Hmm.
because you can meet a chick and she could be physically
Hmm.
a dime,
Hmm.
and everything else about her be fucked. Everything else about her be a -1
Hmm.
or worse.
Yeah.
So is she really a dime?
Yeah. Remember we broke down the
Where
NBA 2K
where
rings?
yeah, or you can meet a chick that's a 5 or a 6. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And everything else that she got going on about her, you know what I'm saying, will add up to make her a dime. Now,
Exactly.
looks wise, she might not be a dime, but she don't give you no problems.
Hmm.
She don't flake. She on time.
Hmm.
She's thoughtful. You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? She might slide you some bread. I'd
Hmm.
rather have that bitch than to have a dime that's and where everything else is on -1.
Exactly. Because it's one thing, what they say, getting a girl, another thing, having a girl.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And it all comes down to this. It comes down to, how she serving your campaign.
hmm Exactly. It's about the duty,
Mm.
not the beauty. Just like
Hmm.
you said, and it ain't even really about the booty,
Hmm.
unless her booty making you some booty.
Exactly. Exactly. And she automatically goes up 10 points by fucking with the man that you are. So you gotta see
Hmm
yourself automatically. Anything that fucks with me, I'm a game changer. I don't have a game. I'm not gamed up. I'm a game fucking changer because I'm always bossed up. Okay, I'm a game changer. Any bitch, she's a 4. She fucks with me. She's a 14
Shit,
automatically.
I'm the game maker, cause
Ooh.
the game don't even fucking start until I decide I'm gonna fuck with this bitch, and I'm only gonna fuck with her based on if she fucking with me the way that I'm trying to be fucked with. So if I
Ooh.
meet a chick and I tell her, look, I'm not looking for no relationship, this is just a sexual thing. If she gonna fuck with me like that, then I'm gonna fuck with it, make the bitch more attractive to me.
Exactly, because that's your entry. That's your entry fee. Sometimes it can be monetary. Sometimes it can be sexual. Sometimes it can be whatever.
Mm,
Take your entry fee. Do you want to
mm,
win? See, a lot of these bitches don't want to win. They just want to complain. When they want to
mm.
complain, leave them in the wilderness. Leave them
They
to the
they want to
dust and
pick.
dark.
They want to keep scratching off losing dollar tickets and complain because they keep losing on dollar tickets.
It's
That's
all
what that's
tickets.
what a lot that's what a lot of these chicks do.
Mm,
They treat us like scratch off tickets. I'm gonna scratch
exactly.
him off. He looks like a winner.
Exactly.
But a lot of the games they be playing is $1 scratch offs and $2 scratch offs.
Exactly. Because they trying to see, because what they go through, right? Now they have the control over the sex. You have Like, whereas they're the gatekeepers of the sex. You're the gatekeeper
Mm-hmm.
of the relationship. Not as a relationship like boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife. I'm talking about just the interaction overall, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're the gatekeeper of the relationship. See, women can fuck whoever they want. But we can keep whoever we want at the end of the day, because it's going to come a time where as though they're going to need, you know, that that security blanket. You're going to need that pillar. They don't need that comfort, that convenience and shit. It's like, yeah, I got that over here, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I got those benefits, but how hard are you willing to work? Because it's no
Uh,
different from a job. Like, I'm the fucking boss of this company. See, you can't be a boss until you have a fucking program. Until you are clear, defined of your program. The little bitch ass dog. Shut the
well,
fuck up, bitch.
again, I put it into, in terms or in a chess analogy. Not only can I play this game without her if necessary, but even if the opposing king catch the bitch, I still got 8 pawns that could be new bitches if they follow my instructions. So all that to say, I'm not really pressed. And dudes
Mm-hmm.
be pressed and impressed by very little from women.
Mm.
Like
Why are
like
you
I
impressed?
always
Because of
like I tell dudes, I take for granted if the bitch is over here talking to me, because she don't have
mm,
to be. But if she over
mm,
here talking to me, I could pick up on the vibe of whether or not she really fucking with me or not.
mm,
But if she over here talking to me, I already got the pussy.
mm,
I don't even have to ask.
mm,
It's not even a decision she has to concern herself with,
mm.
because she done already decided that she's gonna get it to me. That's why she over there talking to me.
Exactly.
But I say that to say that that's the one of the least impressive things, because I already take it as a given. You know what I'm saying? It's all of the other shit that get me, get my goddamn juices flowing. Do this
Mm,
bitch know how to listen?
exactly.
Damn, when a nigga say he needs something done, do she do it?
Mm-hmm.
Is she talking back? Do I gotta deal with her attitude? I
Yeah.
told her it's gonna be like this. Is she trying to, finagle it a different way?
Yeah.
No, it's
It's,
all those little like intangible things for the most part that get that I find, sexy.
mm-hmm. Exactly. And if they want your protection, they want your order, your balance, your mental and emotional maintenance. It comes with a cost, and you gotta present that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is what I know you're looking for. You're looking to be rescued, but this is what comes with it. Can you live up to this? Don't just fucking just nod your head because it sounds good. Because I know it sounds good because I'm fucking saying it. But at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about. It sounds good because I'm saying it, right? But bitch, can you live it?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you live it, you can live good. But if you can't, I'm gonna cut you the fuck off as soon as you fuck up. As soon as you make the wrong turn, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
You left
Oh
on the
yeah.
highway by yourself, thumbing and fucking your way to get back to wherever destination you think you should be at. I'm that
Mm.
fucking cold with it.
Oh man, shit. I mean, I would say that I could be pretty cold like that, but I like to describe it more as aloofness.
Hmm.
So it's almost like, okay, you got my attention now. Can you keep it? Okay, you can't. I got something else more important to do.
Exactly.
I can't help it. It's just part of my personality.
Exactly.
I'm working on it though, trying to get better.
Are you working on it for you or are you working on it for them?
Well, I'm working on it for myself,
Exactly.
because it's
Talk to them.
because
Everybody
it's
said it.
because it's one of my karmic lessons in life is to learn how not to be so nonchalant. And so, I really have to work on it. It's a difficult job, to be quite honest. Still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm still there. That's the key word. I mean, you said nonchalant, working on that aspect. Certain things, you learn to like, man, okay, maybe I need to change this, maybe I need to change that. That's why I said as far as patience, because
Mm,
for me, I don't have the patience. I definitely don't have the tolerance for any type of fuckery. But for the most part, I don't have the patience for certain shit. Like,
mm,
bitch, if you're gonna present yourself a certain way, then act it out. If I want to present myself a certain way, like the key word, like if we understand relationships. I'm not saying I'm in one, you're in one, but let's put this into clear perspective. For the Negro mind to understand. As a woman, she's supposed to take care of everything inside the house. As a man, you're supposed to take care of everything outside the house. You shouldn't be coming to each other for with shit like as far as you coming home, from a long day of work and she's asking you what's for dinner. Just like you shouldn't be
mm,
coming home to her like, damn, how are we gonna pay the mortgage? How are we gonna pay the insurance? How are we gonna pay the
mm.
insurance for the cars? How are we gonna pay this? Like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, motherfuckers, these niggas and these chicks, man, they want to go 50-50.
Mm,
And I just don't see, I don't see the logic in that
no,
personally. I
exactly.
mean, the creator, I don't think the creator made a mistake, in the way that it put life together.
Mm,
And I think that a lot of people are having the problems that they have because they just don't want to follow, the natural order of things.
exactly.
They, you like Thanos say, and you could fight it all you want to,
Hmm.
but destiny still arrives.
Exactly.
And we seeing that right now with this COVID. Cause I ain't heard no I'm independent in a minute.
Exactly. Exactly. I haven't heard that in a minute either. You know.
I ain't even heard educated lame or none of that shit in a minute.
Which is bullshit. How can you fucking be educated and be a lame at the same time?
It's
That's
just
fucking fuckery.
crazy talk, stupid talk, man.
Yeah, just dumb and dumber. A dumb dude and a dumb and an even dumber bitch. Creating kids and more chaos and confusion into the world. You know.
It's interesting that you brought that up because I put up a post recently. I think it was from Twitter
Mm,
where a chick was like, she don't understand why dudes get mad at women who had a baby with a broke dude, but she don't want to give a broke dude no pussy.
mm,
And I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, you already gave a broke dude some pussy.
mm,
You ain't just gave him pussy, you gave him a whole baby. You had to walk around 9 months with that.
mm.
And you telling this dude he shouldn't want no pussy from you because he broke?
Yeah. That's cap. When chicks say that shit, at the end of the day, it's just like because you got so caught up in your belief, love, and emotions that you had a baby by this motherfucker. You believed in him enough to have a fucking baby by him. You raggedy ass bitch. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's very very unfortunate, but I mean we have seen the results, the direct evidence
Mm-hmm.
of what women do when you put them in a leadership position.
Exactly. Exactly. A chick.
Even though technically white folks are still in charge, amongst black people, black women are in charge.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at the black community, black women should be held accountable for that
They don't want to be held
because
accountable.
they the backbone of it,
And it's sad.
which means you the strongest part. You uphold it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's examine what you the backbone of.
Mm-hmm.
But
Exactly.
when we get to that point, it becomes, well, what did the men do? Well, that's not what we're talking about right now. We could get to that, but let's finish this conversation first.
Mm-hmm.
No, and incidentally, that behavior right there that I just verbalized is
Mm-hmm.
what guys don't do.
Yep.
You know, they allow the woman to take control of the conversation. They
Mm-hmm.
relinquish the leadership of the conversation by allowing her to change the subject.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
I'm the
it's
type of guy.
little things like that that diminish your masculinity.
True. And what true masculinity is, you don't allow people to get away with shit. Like, no, we're gonna deal with that. We ain't gonna shuck and drive this. This is what it is.
Exactly. And you like the homie King Dre says you got to catch it right then on the spot. You can't wait and let that shit sit on the stove after
Mm,
you done cooked it because it's gonna get cold.
exactly. Yo.
So you got to strike when the iron hot. Because if not,
Mm,
I give you a real life example. Little shorty I be messing with.
mm-hmm.
I invited her over one time and I asked her to stop and do something for me on her way. And she wanted to play the well, you got to pick one game. Well, if I stop and do that for you, then I'm gonna be late.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I see the trick. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
lay in the cut on her because I already know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm the king. I gotta have a vision.
Exactly.
You can't
She
lead. You can't lead without it.
facts. Talk to him. Vision is not.
So, so, so I told the bitch, all right, never mind, don't worry about it. Because what I was asking her, I really didn't need it.
Mm,
And really, to be frankly honest, I was testing her motherfucking ass just to see what she was going to do.
mm-hmm.
And so I'd rather the bitch be on time. We go keep
Exactly.
that. We go keep you with good habits. Cause I
Exactly.
could buy my own shit, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I really don't need you at all.
Facts. If you really look at
But
it, you don't need her at all. You don't need her to clean your place. You don't need her to make your meals. You don't need to do
exactly,
anything inside the house. It's like,
exactly,
I would like you to do this shit. Since I would like you to
exactly.
do this shit, you
Not
should do
not
this shit.
even not even I would like you. I'm just such a dope guy. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? My masculinity is on fleek. My
Oh shit!
personality is on fleek.
Talk to
My
him.
charisma is on fleek.
Talk
I
to him.
don't even have to have looks, money, or status, but I'm a handsome motherfucker. Bitch has been telling me that my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
They could be lying, but when you hear it so much, you tend to believe it's some validity to it. Not that I
Exactly.
need the validation, because it really don't matter to me. My
Exactly.
looks don't matter to me because I don't need my looks for me.
Mm-hmm.
They more for other people. You
Facts.
understand what I'm saying? But I'm not even getting ready to ask her to do none of that shit. She's just gonna feel compelled to do it.
Exactly.
You know,
It's
I don't
just.
have to ask you to make breakfast.
Mm.
Like
It's just like
Shorty.
what.
I didn't have to ask her to make breakfast. I mean, I did mention that I do like
Mm-hmm.
breakfast. It'd be cool if she did cook, but I'm not requesting it. I'm not demanding it. Bitch showed up with
Exactly.
2 bags of groceries that I didn't
Exactly.
even ask for and cooked
Exactly.
and then left the groceries that she probably spent $50, $60 on
Exactly.
just for
Whole
breakfast.
at Whole Foods. The funny thing is,
All day or some shit.
exactly. Some gotta pop, but you gotta be. I'm saying the funny thing about that is when I used to get compliments. Like I said, used to. I still get compliments, but it don't go to my head because it ain't about nothing because I already had that confirmed belief, right? It's like when a chick says, you know, I'm at a store or whatever like that. It's like, oh wow, your muscles, or she says something in regards to my looks. And I was like, you're welcome.
Man,
Oh,
Ice,
thank you.
I'm gonna tell you, man, I had to learn how to control my involuntary actions because for a period, man, I got real conceited about the shit. This was back when I was in high school. But I got real conceited about it. And when a bitch tell me, yeah, I look good, I look at it and tell the bitch, I know I look good. Thank
Exactly.
you. But I know. You know, you're not telling me something I don't know. I'm not impressed by that. What's next? What else you got?
Exactly. Because what you're doing when you do that, you're challenging them to think beyond the surface. Even though they're kind of like
Mm-hmm.
Garfield the cat. I hate Mondays. It's very primal.
Mm,
Their value is where they use the word value, right? A female's value is very primal. It doesn't have any value to her if she can't eat it, she can't sleep with it, and she can't wear it. It has no value. Stuff.
that's because she's stuff. She identified material. She identified with what the fuck she is.
A stuffed bird.
You know, the women rule the material world.
Yep. Guys who
You
breaking their
know,
necks
I
on
mean, the
wives.
word mother. If anybody cared to go look it up, the word mother and matter and material all basically all come from the same source.
Yep.
So, when I say esoterically speaking, it's not like it's some mysterious shit. I mean, it's in the words.
Uh-huh.
It's in the very words, which is why I stress to you guys to study words, man. They're very important. They like bricks.
Yep.
You could build a magnificent palace with them,
Exactly. And be
or it
on
could
your
just be a pile of bricks.
exactly. And be on your routine and your rituals because successful people have rituals. Because like I told
Mm,
you about putting the $100 bill. Got $100 bill, you put it, next to Psalms 23. You keep it there. Don't spend it, and give thanks. You put it next to
mm,
Psalms 10 and say thanks. You know. You keep a plant by your windowsill. You'll always have food in your house. It's a growing plant.
mm,
A lot of things, a lot of rituals that I've seen growing up, even with my aunts. They used to keep money in their bosom, money by the titty. That means they never had lack. Keep a plant by the windowsill.
Shit, when I was growing up, women used to call a pussy a pocketbook.
Whoo.
They was never broke neither. These not like these hoes.
Yeah, that's why when a chick told me I'm a bad bitch, I'm a stunning bitch. Why hasn't anybody put you up then? Why are you still
Yeah,
struggling?
she a bad bitch, all right. She probably one of them untrained, dusty ass dogs from the alley that piss on your carpet when
Oh
you try
shit,
to feed it. Some mighty dog.
my dog. Feed that bitch some Blue Mountain.
Yeah, man. You gotta train your woman, man. I know it sounds fucked up, but I mean, it is what it is.
Mm,
And masculinity, personality, and charisma beats looks, money, and status every day of the week.
exactly.
If you don't believe me, go talk to some of these women. As a
Mm-hmm.
matter of fact, I'm gonna get a little shorty on. I'm try to get maybe about two or three of them more,
Mm-hmm.
and let them express to because guys don't believe, that women dig their personality. But after the initial words exchange, you know what I'm saying? After you set up the date, it's your personality that's going to drive, the interaction.
Exactly.
So why don't you think it's important?
Exactly.
And then your charisma, another way that people express that is they call it your vibe.
Mm.
What kind of vibe are you giving off? Can you give off a particular vibe at will? These are reasons why you got to know yourself. Like me, I know I have a high propensity to be sadistic.
Mm.
So I have to take that into consideration when I deal with women and apply it where it's applicable.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, Yeah, how masculine you are, how dope your personality is, and you know how charismatic you are, or how cool your vibe is.
Mm-hmm.
Beast looks, money, and status every time.
Exactly.
And incidentally, you know, just to touch on the high value male debate that's currently going on. High value males, if you just go listen to what people are describing, they basically just describing a guy who got money and status. He doesn't necessarily look good. He's not necessarily charismatic. He doesn't necessarily have a cool personality. He might not be masculine.
Mm.
So, do your own due diligence, man.
Exactly. It's about. It's really just about, as we always said before, it comes down to you and how you see the world and how she can relate to the world that you're basically, you know, promoting,
Mm,
which they say
mm,
vision. I'm not really trying to sell a woman, you know, the dream or the vision. It's just in my conversation,
mm.
and
Exactly.
it's going to be you know controlled by that. Like my vision controls my conversation, because if she's not
Mm,
fitting for what is going on, then we just gonna have to have that conversation to where as though, you know, our we gotta end this from here.
mm,
Apparently, you don't really see the value, so I'm not gonna force you to see the value. It's just
mm.
time for you to basically move on
That's
and figure
another
that for
thing
yourself.
that guys do too is, when it comes to dealing with these women, is um they invest a lot more time and energy into the woman than what's necessary.
Hmm.
Because really, within one or two conversations, you should be able to determine, what I'm saying, what the fuck this chick is about and whether or not she rocking with you like that.
Exactly.
You don't have to talk to her for an extended a period of time, or you don't even have to take her out on dates. You could bypass all that just with conversation.
Exactly.
And if you know how to have a conversation with a woman, you'll let her do as much talking as possible, and she'll tell you everything you need to know,
Hmm.
whether or not you even need to be fucking with her.
Exactly. And she won't let you know. You want to see the signs. You just can't ignore those. And that's the other problem that guys have, is that they ignore the signs that's right in front of them.
And so,
Because,
another real life example.
mm,
I set up a date with a chick.
mm,
Now, chick said to me out her mouth, verbatim, I make time for what I want. End
mm,
quote. So I set up a date because she was receptive to it.
mm,
Then she flaked.
mm,
So well, how much time did I waste?
no
Just the
time.
conversation. She
Mm,
proved in her conversation and did in action that she was full of shit. I didn't even have to move off my goddamn couch.
yeah,
No dates, none of that.
exactly. Saves you money and time. See, money you can always get back, but time you can't.
Never. Unless you could turn into Ant Man, you
Mm,
know what I'm saying, and go through the quantum realm.
mm,
But then you'll be a superhero and they'll put you in movies.
exactly. Exactly. That's the key word. You don't have the time that you think that you have.
Mm.
Good for you're
Yeah.
19, you're 39, you're 45, you're 55. You don't have the time, you know.
Mhm. And for you young guys, man, if especially for you young guys, 29 and under,
Hmm.
you ain't got time to be wasting a lot of time fucking with bitches, man.
Hmm.
Cause if you 20, trust me, You gonna look, you gonna blink and wake up tomorrow, and you gonna be 40, and you gonna
Exactly.
wonder where the fuck did them 20 years just go?
Exactly.
So I say that to say, as a young guy, you got your youth right now. Trust me, if you 20, when you 21, there's gonna be 18-year-olds available. When you're 22, there's still gonna be 18-year-olds available.
Exactly.
You get, and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
As a guy, you really got it good. You got it good over the long haul.
Mhm.
And the long game is always the best.
Exactly.
See, women they got to play the short game.
Yeah. They
You
gotta
know what I'm
cash in.
saying? It's like golf. When you're around the hole, your short game got to be nice. But your short game ain't shit if you ain't got a long game to get there.
Exactly. And most of these women do not want to win. They just want to complain.
I mean,
And
like the goat Patrice said, man. When you meet these women, man, don't think of it negatively. And in fact, don't think of it in terms of good or bad. But when you meet these women, you got to look at them like they losers,
yeah,
because the woman is looking for a winner.
yeah,
She can't be a winner, and you a winner too, and she looking for you.
exactly,
No, if she a winner, she looking for followers. She looking for losers. You feel me?
exactly. And that's key, man. That's key. Having that winning mindset, man. You know, having that winning mindset is where as though you have all six of those. You have all six of those in the hand. You have some of the three, but you're in the totality of the other three.
Mm. Yeah.
You know.
And when you got all six, man, it's just like Thanos. You know, you could reality could be whatever you want at the snap of a finger.
Mhm.
Cause when your masculinity on point, when your personality on point, when your charisma on point, when your looks on point, your status on point, your money on point, you can have
Mhm.
whatever bitch you want.
Mhm.
3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of them. And you don't
Exactly.
have to pay.
Yeah.
But you got to be comfortable with who you are.
Exactly. As
You
long as
got
you
to
got
live.
it.
You got to live your life unapologetically.
Exactly. And just because you have it doesn't mean they should get it.
Yeah, I mean it's almost it's like a fine watch in a display case. You can look at it, but don't touch it.
Yeah.
Or like a custom old school car.
Mm.
Yeah, admire it. So the engine in it, you see it? It's nice, right? No, you can't drive it.
Mhm.
Costs too much.
Exactly.
Like I tell motherfuckers when they ask to ride my motorcycle, you got 9,000? 9,000 what? Dollars. Nope, you can't ride it.
Exactly.
Because if you ride this beast, you might kill yourself, and I'm gonna need a new bike.
Yeah. I like that shit.
So, in case you fuck it up, it's got to be replaced.
Exactly. And that bike is hard to replace. You maybe, yeah. It's easy. Easy breezy. But
Yeah,
the key is holding beyond masculine frame, beyond holding masculine principle. It's holding that masculine belief. It means your judgment isn't swayed. And the only time you make the adjustments is when you see that it is fit for you to make the adjustments. You make the calls.
I mean, you're supposed to be the leader.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be the man.
Mm-hmm.
Don't no woman want no man that she can't look up to.
Exactly.
And women crave masculinity.
Mm-hmm. They love it.
They need that shit like you need air.
Facts.
They can't
Facts.
live without it.
Facts.
You know,
Look.
so develop your masculinity, get comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, stop giving a shit if women is insulted by the things that you say or do. So what?
Mm-hmm.
Is she fucking you, paying you, doing something for you?
Mm-hmm.
No? Well, what the fuck she say don't matter.
Facts right there.
And even if she is fucking you, paying you, or doing something for you, what she say only matter a smidgen.
Mm-hmm.
And only because I said so.
Exactly. Exactly. I want to take a brief minute before we, you know what I'm saying, get back on. Let me just bump this intermission because you said something that stuck out, man. I feel like this is perfect for it though. This is a throwback.
All right, I got about 20 more minutes, Ice.
Indeed, indeed. I got no time for fake ones. Just sip some crystal with these real ones. From east to west coast, spread love, son. And while you keep talking, we count bank funds. I got no time for fake ones. Just sip some crystal with these real ones. From east to west coast, spread love, son. And while you keep talking, we count bank funds. I got no time for fake ones. Just sip some crystal with these real ones. From east to west coast, spread love, son. And while you keep talking, we count bank funds. Let's go. I'm Mama, Miss Savannah. Usually rock the product, sometimes Gabbana. Sticky for your cream and your riches. Jaja Kabor, send me more. Prince Diane and all them rich misses. Puff Daddy pumped the Hummer for the summer. I follow in the E-class with the guys. 96 model, bad clip on a stroll. Cruise control, nothing make a woman feel better than Berettas and Amarettas, but the letters and mad cheddars. Chilling in the Benz with my amigos, trying to stick a brother for his pesos. If you say so, then I'm the same chick that you wanna get with, and lick me where it's hot. Gotta hit the spot, if not, don't test the boom boom, 90 panani dani. Let your man when you do it like that can't work the minute, cause his thing too little. Let me got it tatas, do the cha-cha, make the screen pop out. You the best, dada. Now watch mama go up and down with the jaws, crazy. Say my name, baby, and you know ain't no one like the queen bee. Have you speaking in French? Oula, oui, oui, c'est la vie. Then I practice for the mistakes, act shady, and feel my creator. Gator boots for ladies. Ooh, we, I see. Your girl ain't a freak like me or Adina. Can't fade the rhinoceros of that. Little Kim a rookie, how preposterous is that? Just crystal with these real ones. From east to west coast, spread love, son. And while you keep talking, shit, count bank funds. No time for fake ones. Just crystal with these real ones. From east to west coast, spread love, son. And while you keep talking, shit, count bank funds. Right back at ya, the one Cleopatra. Taking in your style. The money, the licky. We get you sticky, and you quick. Give me your loot, your Mac 11 didn't shoot. The game ain't sweet, John Paul Peach shouldn't compete. If you can't write it, forget it. Don't sweat it, I bet it. Make it come smooth if you let it. You can't stop a chick from balling. Ha ha, the la la, the eyes, they be calling. And you ain't know why you be kicking that old shit. We making hits, platinum and gold. I stay draped in diamonds and pearls. Inside every man is a bad girl. That's right. 9-6, bad boy, come on. No time for fake ones. Just crystal with these real ones. From east to west coast, spread love, son. And while you keep talking, shit, count bank funds. No time for fake ones. Just crystal with these real ones. From Beluga caviar. Any closing thoughts?
Um, just that I think guys really do themselves a disservice because while they want to understand how to interact with women better, while they want to understand how to get better with women,
Mm-hmm.
what they really should be focusing on is how to understand themselves better, how to get more comfortable with who they are as a person, so
Mm-hmm.
that when they deal with women, that person can show up
Exactly.
because that's the person that the woman is looking for. You know, she's looking for the real you.
Exactly.
And not only does that apply with women, but it applies with people in general. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, generally speaking, people could tell when you being fake if they're
So
around you, if they're around you long enough,
exactly.
or based on experience.
Exactly.
You know, you've been around for a while, Ice. I've been around for a
Mm-hmm.
while. We've
Mm-hmm.
seen different types before. You
Exactly.
know, so that when we see them, we is they're very easily recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that a lot of guys also, to you know, to their own detriment, you know, undervalue how important their masculinity is to women and themselves,
Mm-hmm.
how important their personality is to women
Mm-hmm.
and themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
how important charisma is to women. I don't think that a lot of guys realize that those three things of the six are really much, much more important than the
Mm-hmm.
other three. You could
Exactly.
skate, you could skate with the minimum on the other three,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not going to be able to skate. You can't pretend. You can't fake masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fake your personality.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fake what's on the inside. It's gonna come out. So stop being a fake motherfucker and be real with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be real with me if you ain't real with you.
Facts.
And that's not to say that I have to like you
Mm-hmm.
or anybody else for that matter. But who gives a shit?
Mm-hmm.
Because really the only person who gotta like you at the end of the day is you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't like you, you know, you shouldn't even be worried about whether or not if somebody else do, because
Exactly.
you got work to do.
Exactly. And become
But,
so obsessed with it, right? Just like
mm,
how Kobe Bryant was with the basketball. And Lil Wayne has said like Kobe Bryant was so much into basketball that he got you into basketball based on what he was talking about. So become so
mm,
obsessed about who you are and what you have going on to the point that people just get involved with it. People just fuck with it because you know why? Because it's passion.
mm,
Not having passion
exactly.
about fucking
Passionate
other
and
people.
generating enthusiasm.
Exactly. I'm so
Mm,
passionate about
eh,
me. It's infectious.
exactly, exactly. You know, I've had I even put a post up, um, a text message that a chick sent me one time, like last year.
Mm-hmm.
I deliberately asked her just so that I could demonstrate this on Instagram, and I
Mm-hmm.
asked her what it was that she liked about me.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that she said was she really liked my ability for me to just be who the fuck I was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a turn on for her.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, guys, they want to know why I get the chick. You know what I'm saying? Just being myself, and they got a BMW and can't get her because what I got you can't buy.
Facts. You can't find
That's
the phone.
why you can't get it from Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
They don't sell it on Amazon.
Mhm.
It's got to be in you, bro.
Mhm.
And what I want my final words, I want these guys to know is that just like it's in me, it's in you too.
Exactly.
You got to go in there and find it. I can't go get it for you,
Exactly.
but I'm here to let you know it's there.
Facts.
Do
You
you want it?
you beat me to it because I was going to say the same thing. It's like, it's more so we're just here as conduits to let you're privy of those same things. It's up to you.
Hmm.
We're just the spokespeople.
Exactly. We like your Morpheus. We
Hmm.
trying to make you. We trying to lead you into understanding that you the one,
Exactly.
like the king. You the one. Without you, there ain't no game, bro.
Key question: you said, when did y'all fully realize masculinity, personality, charisma was the most important? I could say I
To
was I was under it early on, my early 20s, but I became fully aware. I could say around early 30s. Now I'm in a space where as though I'm comfortable in it. Like this is where it is. Like I'm settled.
well, for me, um, I wouldn't say early 30s or nothing like that. I've as long as I've been dealing with women, I always kind of knew these things.
Hmm.
Like it's a lot of things that I picked up on dealing with women that I learned just from dealing with them.
Hmm.
Nobody had to tell them to me.
Hmm.
It's come from direct observation.
Hmm.
So, for instance, I've always, known that women find me physically attractive. They
Hmm.
don't even have to say it. It's just the way that they respond to me.
Hmm.
And this is not every woman on the planet, but these are the women that who do respond to me. They all happen to respond in a particular way. Um, hold on 1 second. Let me get as far as my personality. Um, what has been the tendency in my case is women usually. This is why I really don't give a fuck about the first impression because as a man I'm able to control her emotions, even though she might not even know that that's what I'm doing. I can make her think whatever the fuck I want her to think.
Facts.
And then when she actually get in my presence, she'd be like, "Oh shit, I didn't even know that this guy was like this."
Hmm.
So it's from actually doing that I came to the conclusion that chicks really are into your personality. They really are into the person who you are.
Hmm.
That's part of what makes them like you.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And charisma. Well, I'm a charming ass dude, man. I mean, like extra charming when I want to be. I'm very charismatic when I want to be. I can laugh bitches and have laughed bitches out of their panties, man. Literally, like you my panties is wet. You so funny.
Hmm. And you be dead ass too. It's like
Exactly.
hold on.
Like the little shorty I have over here now. I could keep her laughing all fucking day if I wanted to.
Mm,
But I'm not a clown, so and I'm not your entertainment, so I cut that off
mm. I'm about to
at a
fuck one of
certain
my
point.
neighbors up.
But I kind of always, you know, when I really got to fucking, I would say, is when I really picked up on the fact that, women, they like the manliness about you. They pay it. I noticed because women remark to me about shit that they watch. That I noticed that they watching me because I know it's things that I do. I've even had women, literally remark, you're just so mannish.
Mm,
meaning that I'm just acting very masculine in her opinion.
Mm.
So, it's from directly dealing with women that I picked up on these things. But if I had to pick a time, it would be when I really, really got into, what I'm saying, proficient and prolific at having sex. And on the flip side of that, I'm not a rich guy. I'm not poor. I'm not hurting. I take good care of myself. But I'm not a rich guy. I've never owned a Mercedes Benz or a BMW. Really don't have a desire to, because to attract women, I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
And how I know this is because I was getting bitches when I was young and didn't have shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was easier then,
Oh yeah. Talk to him.
So that's why, having money is not even really a big thing. In
Mm-hmm.
fact, in most cases, it makes you a target in one form or another. Either she set you up for the lick, so the goons could come get you, like
Mm-hmm.
you see it happen to these rappers,
Mm-hmm.
or she set you up for the divorce lick, where she go marry you. She might have 2 or 3 kids with you, so she all the way plugged into the money, and then she divorce rape you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I know that you don't have to have money to get women. Now,
Mm-hmm.
hoes, yes, because you have to pay for hoes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's only tricking if you got it.
Yeah, shit.
And so far as status, in my opinion, the way that works is, you got your personal status, then you got your general status. So your general status would be, what's your overall status in society? Like, who the fuck are you? What's your name? Do your name ring bells nationwide or just locally in your state? Then you got your personal status. That's your status amongst your immediate group of folks who you associate with. So like you might roll with 5 or 6 homeboys, and y'all might interact, with the same group of 100 or 200 females, and you might be like the most popular dude out of all of them. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Or some in some position they're about. But even with that, that don't even really matter, because a woman, when she like you, genuinely like you, at least for the sake of argument, because it could be debated, but your money and your status mean almost nothing to women.
It's true.
It's like an extra feature.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, okay, he fine, he this, he that, and he got money. Okay, so he got an extra box checked off. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
A extra box with the that say optional next to it.
Exactly. It's like she's got titties paid for. You know. At
It's
the
just like, go ahead, go ahead.
listen, at the end of the day, it's just like none of that shit really matters the way that you think it matters. It does matter, but not in the way that you think it matters. As long as you have the three things: masculinity, charisma, and personality. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have
Now,
those,
I
then you
mean,
pay.
you don't want to be a broke dude like these Pookie and Ray Rays. You
Mm,
understand what I'm saying? As a man, you want to be self sufficient. That's part of being masculine.
mm-hmm.
You don't want her to look at you like a child, like her son, some motherfucking dude she got to take care of. So you need money for that. But outside of that, it becomes minimal, or it should. Because if she attracted to you for your money, when you lose it, she gonna lose attraction. That's why I don't vibe with the whole high value man uh notion, at least in terms of status and money. Yeah, chicks are they'll fuck with you for it. But the guy with the status and the money, trust me, some nigga with nothing is fucking his woman. Jada Pinkett
Exactly.
Smith.
Exactly. There's plenty of situations like that. So it's just
Exactly.
that's definitely another topic. I wanna wrap this up. You have anything else? Top you wanna drop on them before we roll.
Yeah, you guys want to get at me, man, you can check me out on Instagram, the incredible T.O.P.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, you guys want to check out and catch season 1 of my podcast
Mm-hmm.
on Anchor Podcast. It's called the Top Cast. And we got the top. I got the Top Cast on YouTube. They both have content exclusive
Mm-hmm.
to their respective locations. So what's on Anchor, you're not gonna get on YouTube. What's on YouTube, you're not gonna get on Anchor. So go check them both out. But the Top Cast on YouTube will be starting in 2021.
Definitely. And you want to basically tune into that. I um I strongly encourage you to do so. You're missing out if you're not. You know, and definitely if you like, comment, share. This stream, I believe, is definitely something that's monumental. Um, to everyone's growth and perspective and so forth. You know, but
For sure.
blessings to everyone. You know, and subscribe to the top chakras podcast, as well as follow me on Instagram, and as well as Young High Flyers and the other Ray J and the Man Cave and Professor McTowell, and yours truly. We're going to give you this real shit, what's really going on. We're going to show you the keys on how to basically have every door unlocked in your favor.
How your man said in the Matrix? You too. Get me the key maker. So get to hit them back doors and get y'all this real shit, man.
Exactly.
No fluff,
Exactly. We gotta
no
bring this back.
fluffy, no fluffy stuff.
Exactly. None of this nonsense, this fairy tale stuff, man. Fantasy talk, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hey, God bless them. I ain't even mad at them. But we gotta put this real shit out here. And you know, with that being said, man, it's been another amazing, episode. And definitely comment and subscribe, and and link with my boy Top Chakra, man. He's definitely doing big things. He's been doing big things as long as I can remember. uh you know Blessings to y'all.
Salute, salute. Thanks again for having me, Ice. Peace to the
Anytime,
chat.
man. This is your home as well, brother.
For sure.